Wait.
Cool.
Says we're live.
You should be live. Give it a second and I'll show up.
Yeah. Oh, be up.
Yeah, I think you're good. Thanks, sir. Yeah. Much appreciated. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the live show. Today is Tuesday, June 10th, I believe. This is not the beginning of the live show. What I've been doing for you guys, because there's so many questions and shoutouts on my Facebook page at Airsoft GI space Dan. I will post about an hour before the live show any questions or shoutouts you guys may have to try to get to all of them. There's so many, so we're going to do our best. But the actual live show will start at 4:30. Today's discussion is going to be about video games and guns and fantasy video games. E3 is going on right now, which is an amazing video game event and just a display of stuff coming out in the next year. So I've been watching that stuff very closely, but we'll talk about that more in the future. Anyway, let's get started with shoutouts. I have a full page of shoutouts, so I'm going to run through them pretty quickly once again. So here we go. GMR in New York City, code name Airsofter. Oscar Mike Airsoft team in Ireland. That's super awesome. I didn't know you guys play Airsoft in Ireland. Very cool. Viper Milsim team, Airsoft Awareness. Hawaii Airsoft, Aloha. That's really cool. I actually have a brother that lives on Kauai, so shout out to you guys out there for sure. Kronos Airsoft Team, Element 101st Airsoft, Centurion _ Airsoft. Now, Centurion Airsoft, that is actually Brian here from Airsoft GI. He's in the shipping department. He recently started his own Instagram, so it's just another display of the employees here at Airsoft GI actually play Airsoft. So check him out. You'll see photos of me and a bunch of guns. It's pretty cool. Green Mountain Boys, what are you buying? I've seen that channel. Pretty cool. Dutch Airsoft Players, Point 3 Airsoft, Task Force 113, Hill 559, Shadow Ludus, Misfit Airsoft, Misfits Squad Airsoft Team, Airsoft Awareness again. This other shout out is definitely a little bit more serious, but this is from Bailey. He's asking a shout out to Jim Page, my girlfriend's father, who's just passed away. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope everything else is going well with you and your family. I know that's really hard. Another shout out to your girlfriend Victoria as well. So our thoughts are with you. And then a shout out to your team, Spartan 6 Airsoft. Okay, continuing the shout outs, we have JC. Somebody wanted a shout out for me, Bob, and Mark, so shouting myself out. That's cool. FML Airsoft team, which is comprised mostly of U.S. service members. That's really awesome. Mad respect to you guys. Jacob Bell, Brandon Washington, Tri-State Airsoft Club, Desertion Corps, Spartan Wrath Airsoft Group, 400 FPS Airsoft, Tactical Airsoft Operations, Detachment 336, Bone Crushers, DOA Airsoft, Machine, Task Force Aries, Hawaii Extreme Paintball, once again Hawaii, very cool. Island Ranger Division, Bing Airsoft Field in Illinois, NH Airsoft, and A Little Boro Airsoft. Apologize if I got that wrong. So that's all the shoutouts for right now. We'll try to do more in the at the end of the show. And I'm going to jump into some questions. So let me see if I can try to knock these all out. So this first question is very funny to me. Bob is asking, when is the Evo Scorpion coming out? And he goes, oh wait, Bob, I hope you're watching this, because Bob is actually an employee at ASG, so he knows better than anybody when it's coming out. So that is coming out pretty soon. I'm actually going to talk about the Evo more later in the show. It's not out yet. I unfortunately don't have one in my hands, but I think you guys should know more information about that gun, because it's going to be really cool. It is a little bit more pricey, but it sounds like they've done a lot of design and research and engineering to making this gun really cool. I saw a prototype at SHOT Show, and I was impressed. It was solid. It was comfortable, very comfortable. So anyway, we'll jump into that a little bit more. But moving on with questions. Juan is asking, are you guys going to do a review of the VFC M&P9? We most likely are not. We already did a review on the previous version. It functions the same, works the same. It's just the larger size, so most likely not. Patrick is asking, have you ever considered selling a Prometheus 603 inner barrel with R-hops pre-installed? We thought about it when we started working with R-hops, but there's a good chance we may not because R-hops are very tricky and finicky, and you want to have the gun in the tech's hand so they can test it. So like if an R-hop is installed at a Promi barrel, we can give it to a bunch of guns and it may or may not work. Like it takes a little fine-tuning. So most likely not. They do have the a certain patch or packet where it's supposed to be like a drop-in with a lot of barrels just to make it a little bit easier. Oh, somebody was asking what the Facebook name is. It's Airsoft GI. It's like one word. That's supposed to be like my first name. Airsoft GI and then space Dan, D-A-N. That's my, I guess the last name. So that's my work Facebook account. I'm on there all the time. Next question is, Alex is asking the opinions on the KWA MP7. By the way, love your show. The MP7 is a great gun. I wish I had one. I haven't had a chance to use one on the field, but I know it's a best-selling gun for ours for years running, and it always sells really well. People are always happy with it. I hear there's a lot of range, and oh, cool thing is we are working on getting a Kydex MP7 holster. It's obviously it's Kydex, so it's hard, but we're getting that and like an M4 holster as well too. Yes, M4, so it like drops in. And so it's either designed to work as an alternative to a sling or work with the sling. And that's cool because instead of having your MP7 like flop around, you can actually like holster it in a sense in this Kydex insert. So that's really cool. I would definitely recommend the MP7 for you, Alex. Jeremiah is asking, what's your dream place to play Airsoft? Ooh, that is hard. I think like on an airplane, in the air, would be awesome if it was like, what was that movie? There was a really bad movie with Kurt Russell, Executive Decision, I think, where they were like, they went into like a 747 and they like breached it and there's like terrorists and stuff. Really bad movie, but like that sounds like a lot of fun. So like in an airplane, or I think I always had this dream of finding some kind of like huge office building, like multi-story, that is going to be like demolished or something like that. And if we could like take over that building for like, you know, a couple days before it gets demolished, you know, furniture and all the office supplies there, and we just go to town, kick down windows and, you know, break desks and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter because it's getting demolished. Like that would be fun, that you could just have so much destruction that it would not matter no matter what. Let me refresh this really quick. Okay, so Travis is asking, what do you think is an ideal size for an Airsoft team? That's a train going by. I would say about 4 people. Like, I like the idea of keeping it really intimate and really close. I know a lot of Airsoft teams have a lot of players, but I feel like 4 is a nice number where you can be very effective, but if you guys work extremely well together, that's nice. So I would say like 4. Oh, he's also asking, what is a good but cheap gear? Condor makes really good gear that is not cheap in quality but cheap in price. So Condor, if not, Griffin gear works really, really well. That stuff's extremely inexpensive. Jarrell is asking, what roles or / players make the perfect Airsoft team separately for field and CQB? In my mind, you know, you can kind of have different roles with Airsoft, but because a lot of these Airsoft guns have similar range and similar, you know, accuracies, without like heavy modification, I don't really see different roles. So I kind of see everybody as like players together on the same, you know, obviously same team, but I imagine them working together. That's more important than like your sniper role or your DMR role, because you got to be, you know, effective. If you have a heavy weapon, maybe you can do like a support type role and just specifically cause suppressive fire, but I don't know about like an actual combination of roles. Alex is asking, how do you run a throat mic? I've only run a throat mic once, so I mean that was pretty basic. It hooked up to my radio, and then the radio had a push to talk on it on the wire, and so I mean it just kind of connected all together. I don't know any further details in that because haven't had a chance to work with like really high-end throat mics or anything like that. Matt is asking, what internals would you recommend for quieting down an AEG? A sorbo pad is probably my first recommendation. That is a pad where the piston slams forward and it's going to hit this pad that's designed to, number one, correct your AOE, but it is also going to quiet down the gun a little bit because there's a little bit extra padding, and that's where a lot of the noise comes from when you shoot an AEG, that piston slams forward with the spring behind it. Somebody saying, HVT Airsoft, hey, shout out to you guys. You guys are pretty cool. What about playing at an abandoned school? That would be a lot of fun too. Never play Airsoft at a school ever. But if it was like abandoned and it was like a sanctioned field that was allowed, I think that would be a lot of fun too, because schools are pretty dynamic. It could be like close range, but some schools have like, you know, really open areas. That could be a lot of fun too. So I think that's a good idea. Matt, oh no, sorry, I answered that one. Jeffrey's asking, what would you prefer, a VFC 416 CQB or a GMP Magpul CQB rifle? That's a hard question. I'd probably go with the VFC 416. Miles is asking, what are your opinions on bullpup style weapons, or like a bullpup AK? Bullpup style weapons are really cool, I think, especially for airsoft, because you get the extra range and accuracy of a longer barrel, but the gun is still physically shorter. So yeah, they're definitely good. The main thing you got to keep in mind is the ergonomics and the way everything functions is very different than like your standard M4 and stuff like that. So yeah, I like bullpup style guns. I'm a big fan. Lucian is asking, what do you guys think of Feral Concepts? I'm not super familiar with Feral Concept. I've seen some of their plate carriers and some of their tactical gear, but I haven't had a chance to hold stuff like in my hand, so I don't really have, I mean, I can talk about it, but I don't feel like it would be a good place to put my opinion because I don't have enough experience with it. Oliver's asking, what are thoughts on Polar Stars? Is it overrated, not realistic enough? I think it's cheap and not realistic. In terms of the realism, I would agree with you. You have like no feedback whatsoever, even less than an AEG. But you know, you got to keep in mind Airsoft is a competitive hobby. So with that being said, Polar Stars give you a very good competitive edge. So if you want to be competitive, I think Polar Stars are great. If you want to be realistic, you know, you're not going to get an AEG or a Polar Star. You're going to get like a gas blowback rifle or something like that. So yeah, it's just a different style of gameplay. What do you want to do? Do you want to just, you know, wreck on the field, or do you want to have a very realistic loadout of what like military guys would actually use? Okay, let me see here. Nick is asking, what are your thoughts on the VFC 416 internally? They're really good. I'd put them up there with like KWA and stuff like that. Really solid, which is cool to see, because if any of you guys are old school players, VFC didn't always have the best internals, but they are a good example that they really stepped up their game and made things a lot better. So that was really cool to kind of see that they actually, you know, tried making things better. Gaming with Watt is asking Elite Force G36C or Elite Force M4. Ooh, that's kind of hard. They're both really good guns. I'd go with an M4 because you can change out the parts, but I do have a G36C and I love it, so probably didn't really help you out too much there. My bad. Brandon is asking, will you guys be selling the version of the Zero Dark 3416? I'm guessing you mean that guy up in the corner. You guys can kind of see right there. We don't have any plans to sell it like as is or paint it or anything like that, but we can customize guns if you want to talk to our tech department, and we can help you out there. If you guys really want a paint job, we might be able to help you guys out, but talk to our techs because they can do some pretty cool custom stuff. This is a question from Strategies. I think that's how you said it. Would you compare the new Tippmann M4 with a gas blowback rifle or an electric blowback? I would probably put it with a gas blowback rifle because it does kick harder than an electric blowback, and the fact that it's like HPA or CO2, it's very crisp and very responsive. So I definitely put it with a gas blowback. That gun does run off gas of either HPA or CO2, so I call it a GBBR overall. Definitely would not compare it with an AEG. But you know, see, the thing is, you can use normal AEG magazines, so it's like this weird hybrid that's like really nice. So that's really cool. I like this question. This is from Aiden. He's asking, favorite snack food at the field. I like, I don't really like, but it makes it convenient, is like MREs. Brian, my Marine buddy that works here, when he was in the Marines, he had access to a bunch of MREs, so he hooked us up with a bunch, and I've slowly been going through those over the past few years. But it just makes it easy because it's not just like crackers, but you have little, you know, packages this big, and it's a full meal. So MREs is, I guess, my preferred thing, just because they do what they're designed to do, and it makes it easy. Plus, it kind of adds to the experience of Airsoft, so it's like, oh yeah, you know, you're gonna huff it and, you know, be a little bit more hardcore or whatever, just kind of the fun of it. Gary's asking, what plate carrier would you have to be fast but also hold a lot of mags? The JPC, like the Lancer Tactical JPC, works really nice because it's very low profile, but before you even have to buy extra pouches, it has 3 built-in magazine pouches for the M4. So I think that's a really good option. If not, the Banshee, that's really low profile, that works pretty well too. Try is asking, for a smaller person, which plate carrier would you suggest, the Condor Cyclone or the Banshee? They're both nice, but I would go with the Banshee because the quality is a little bit better. Like it's more sturdy, you can actually feel it on the vest, but it's more expensive too, so that's one of the downsides. But I'd go with the Banshee. Mark, if you guys know Mark from the marketing department, he uses the Banshee, and he's a really skinny guy. He is, I think, like a 30 waist, just to give you a comparison. He's like, I think 5'8". Mark, if you can comment and correct me if I'm wrong, but that works really well for him, and he rocks with it. Marcus is asking, can you recommend a starter M4 for $150? Yes, I can. Combat Machine, if you want to go a little bit less, maybe a Lancer Tactical, those are some really good options. This is from Anthony here in the chat. What is your favorite type of airsoft game, CQB or field? I was baptized in fire of CQB when I first started playing, so I did that for a very long time, which kind of evolved my gameplay style, which I'm more about the quick and the speed and all that, because in CQB, you have to be quick, otherwise you get torn up. So I love CQB, but because I've done that for such a long time, I actually haven't played at a CQB field for maybe like a year or so. No, not that long. So I prefer field at the moment, but you know, it's always personal preference. If I had a chance to go to a CQB field, like I would go there and I'd have a lot of fun, but right now I'm enjoying fields. Jacob's asking, between the KWA ERG, Lonex M4, and the Bolt, as in reliability, distance, accuracy, and quality of bodies and internals, which gun would you recommend? I would probably go with the KWA ERG overall. The Lonex M4, the electric recoil one, isn't out yet, so I haven't had a chance for longevity. Same thing with the Bolt. The Bolt is out, but it hasn't been out for that long, so it's hard to talk about reliability for guns, where a lot of my feedback, in my opinion, has come directly from customers. That if, you know, when I was at the store, I'd sell a gun to a customer and he'd come back, you know, 3 months later, 6 months later, I'll ask him, hey, how is this gun working for you? You know, and if they tell me, oh, that thing broke in like 2 days, I'm like, okay, that gun obviously was bad. But if, you know, it was like a KWA ERG, which this has happened to me before, and they come back and they're like, oh yeah, it's working great, I'm having a lot of fun with it, no problems. I was like, all right, cool. Now I know in the back of my head, you know, that's something that's going to work a little bit better and be more reliable. David is asking, or he's moving to California to play at most of the fields. He just bought a KWA SR10, good choice. What external should I get for a field environment? Red dot would be my first recommendation, and then probably like a comfy grip. Depending on which field, if you're doing any kind of night game, get a flashlight for sure. Like SC Village does night games, which is a lot of fun, but yeah, make sure you have a flashlight if you do that. I'm going to give a shout out to Napa Ghost Airsoft team, shout out approved. And Airsoft GI wins by a million lols. By a million. Can't talk. By a million, lol. I just thought that was cool. I saw Airsoft GI win, so that made me happy. Sue is saying, Homie GI. I thought that was cool. Homie GI Airsofters, is a Miracle Barrel good for its price? And would it still be good if I didn't R-hop it? You do not want to R-hop a Miracle Barrel because the designs of it actually do not work together. So yeah, you get a Miracle Barrel is well worth the price. That's what I'm using in like 2 or 3 of my personal guns right now. Don't R-hop it though, because you'll have actually like a negative effect with it. It doesn't work together well. Steven is asking, what's a decent sniper around $500 to $1,000 range? We have some crazy EAC or Extreme Custom Armory customs that are like already decked out internally and externally. So check those out on our website. Just type in Airsoft GI Customs and then filter the search for guns, and you can see all those. If not, with that much money, like $500 to $1,000, you honestly can just build your dream gun. So what I would recommend too is you can hit up our techs and talk to them saying, this is what I want it to do internally and this is what I want it to be externally. With a budget like that, you can build whatever you want for the most part. So I'd say build it yourself or check out some of our crazy customs that are already decked out. Daniel's asking, Daniel, good name, what is the biggest fail you have ever done in an airsoft match? Okay, this is embarrassing, so I'm going to say it anyway, but my biggest fail is my biggest fail because it consistently happens even to this day, and I've been playing airsoft for 10 years. So the game's about to start, I'm all geared up, face mask on, and my gun, you know, I got everything ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go! You know, run up to the front, and then I start shooting, only to realize I didn't put my magazine in my gun. It's still on my chest rig or vest. I still do that today, which is really embarrassing. So my buddies that I play with, I was like, remind me to put a mag in a gun. So that's definitely my most embarrassing fail, because the first guy I'm about to engage and shoot at, I have no BBs in my gun. There's no mag in there. So yeah, that's my biggest problem. That's pretty embarrassing. Max is asking, is Airsoft GI considering to expand to Europe? And also, what are your opinions on SRC and ICS? Right now, we don't have any plans to have any stores out in Europe, but we're working on shipping internationally. So, I mean, things could change in the future, but that's a big project. I would love to get there sometime. That would be great. In terms of SRC and ICS, ICS is a great manufacturer. SRC is pretty solid too, but a lot of their guns are around the same price. Sometimes I'd recommend maybe a different company around that same price range. Ronnie's asking, R-Hop or a Miracle Barrel? Both are really good. If you can find a tech that can R-Hop your gun well, go with that. That's going to work great. Miracle Barrel's nice because it's very easy to drop in with little to no hassle. Parker is looking for a gun that's upgradable, good range, any platform for around 350 to 500. Start with the VFC M4. VFC M4s are extremely customizable internally and externally. There's little to no proprietary, I think there's like no proprietary parts, so you can change everything out. And that's nice because you can customize it how you want. Also, out of the box, VFC guns are great. So start with the VFC M4. Any variation is a good choice. Liam saying, can a PSG sniper fit into a M14 EBR AEG? I don't believe so. I believe the cuts on the windows are different, but double check. I'm not 100% sure on that. Tony's asking which inner barrel is better, Magic Box Miracle or an Angel 6.01 Custom? Get a Miracle barrel for sure. Liam is also asking what is my opinion and Bob's. Bob will hopefully try to join us later on, but there's a chance he may not make it. What's the opinion on the Tippmann M4 and where can I get a gas tank because I'm from the UK? I don't live in the UK. I don't know where you can get one. Hopefully you can find one online. I had a lot of fun with the Tippmann M4. It was a blast to use, and the way it's set up is really nice and different than a lot of AEGs out there. So I like the Tippmann M4 a lot. Jordy is asking what's your opinion on high caps and drum mags. Go for it. If your field allows it and it allows you to carry a lot of ammo. Drum mags can sometimes make a gun look funny if it's something a little bit different, but high caps work fine. Most players are going to use high cap because it's function. It just holds a lot of BBs, so no problem with that. Sidnius is asking, his Timberwolf has 2 small pieces that fell out while cleaning. Everything seems to work. Should I worry about it? I'd be concerned just because I'm sure those 2 parts were designed for something. If you have those parts, see if you can reinstall it. Maybe find a technician that can help you out. Just because you don't have a problem now doesn't mean a problem might not occur later on. But if the gun works, that's kind of nice too. So I try to resolve it just because you don't want more damage to happen to your gun. Dominic is asking, what's the best cheap brand and most reliable for an airsoft? So like trying to find a balance. KJW is definitely one of my recommended companies that's affordable, but really good guns too. KWA would be my first choice, but that's more expensive. But KJW works really, really well. Or Elite Force, like 1911 CO2s. Those are pretty cool. Where are we at? Matthew's asking, what's your favorite type of magazine and why? I love mid-caps, but I get lazy and I don't always want to load them, so I can't wait for the Elite Force speed loader. That's going to be really nice. But also, I've been playing a lot of like dusty fields lately, so my mid-caps have been jamming up, so that's kind of a hassle. But besides that, I'd probably say mid-caps. Josh is asking, do you guys 9.6 batteries or 8.4s in your test videos? I'm assuming you're talking about the YouTube videos that we do. It really depends. If the gun can handle an 11.1 LiPo, we'll throw that in to show the capability of the gun. But if it can't handle it, we don't want to break it, obviously, so we'll go with the 9.6. So it just depends on the gun. And then Corbin's asking, what are some good internal upgrades for a G4? First one I'd always recommend upgrading for any gun is a tight bore barrel. So like a Miracle barrel would always be my first recommendation. If not, the motors in the G4s are really solid, but it could use a little bit stronger motor if you want to increase the rate of fire. A piston would also be a good choice for reliability. Robbie's saying, hey Dan, just went to a game and my gun is extremely dirty. What steps should I take to clean it other than cleaning the barrel? It's an AEG. Generally speaking, if you just went to one game and it was like dusty, your gearbox should be fine just because it's really enclosed and there's like little ways for dust and dirt to actually get inside. So I wouldn't be too concerned about cleaning it other than the inner barrel. If you play a lot in dusty fields, that's when maybe you want to take it apart. That's a step where you most likely want to have a technician take it apart because you need to take it out, take the gearbox out, open it up, take all the parts out, clean everything out, and then reinstall everything, re-lube everything. It's a mission. So I'd say talk to a tech, but you should be fine if it was just like one dusty day. Matt's asking, what's the best bucking for a Miracle Barrel? My favorite is the Mad Bull Blue bucking or the G&G Green. The Mad Bull Blue bucking works great, but it is a thicker bucking that provides a better air seal, so maybe a little bit more FPS, but it is thicker, so it doesn't always fit in some guns super easy. Sometimes it's too tight of a fit. Sometimes they won't fit at all. So if that doesn't work, go with a G&G Green. Griffin's asking, what are your thoughts on the VFC 416? Good gun. And what accessories would you use with it? Yeah, solid gun overall. Get that for sure. Accessories, I mean, that's going to be personal preference and where you're playing. If you're playing CQB or any low lighting, flashlight would be the first thing I get, and then probably a red dot, and then probably a grip. Just got that. Matt's asking, what are some good upgrades for the 416 besides the barrel? So sounds like a lot of you guys like the VFC 416, and for good reason. Such a good gun. Internally, besides the barrel, you can always upgrade the piston. The piston is a good part to upgrade just in terms of reliability. It's going to make your gun last longer. I'd have some work done in terms of re-shimming, re-lubing, and correcting the AOE, because that's just going to make the gun last longer. And besides that, if your barrel's already upgraded and you got the reliability going on, that's when I'd start kicking in maybe some high-speed gears and a high-speed motor to increase the rate of fire. That's what I do in my order. So Type R barrel for accuracy, and then next would be reliability, and then increased rate of fire. That's how I would do it. Mike is asking, should I save up for an FMG4 or buy a combat machine for a first gun? If you're patient, definitely wait for the FMG4. That's a really good gun. You'll be very happy with that. If you're super impatient and you have to play this weekend, get a combat machine. That's a really solid gun too, because it has a polymer body and really solid internals. But the FMG4 will well outperform the combat machine because it's low nicks internals and it's all metal. So I'd say be patient. Just hold off a little bit. Harris is asking, do you think it's worth getting the M27 IAR, or should I get a standard M4 like the KWA LM4, for example, to use in milsim events? If you want it to be milsim, an LM4 is the most realistic, so if you want that experience, I definitely go with that first. But yeah, IAR is good for competition, so realism or competition. Pearson is asking if you can make any Polar Star, any gun of Polar Star, what would it be? I'd go with the GMP Mark 23, which is the bigger machine gun. So that'd be my personal pick. So we got Bill here. He's going to join us right now, and we got some cool stuff that we're going to talk about.
What's up, guys?
I'm going to kill off the last question super quick, and then we're going to jump into our show. Zachary's asking, how do I fix this? And he sent a picture of a broken lower receiver in a CQR. Hit up KWA. They have an excellent warranty service, so they should be able to help you, hopefully replace it for you. If it's under warranty, if not, I'm sure you can purchase one from them. Chris is asking, how do you prep for an Airsoft game? For me, I just have like a mental list of all the guns and equipment, and what I do is I imagine myself playing through multiple games and in detail, you know, what am I going to do? Do I have my chest rig on? Where are my magazines? How many magazines and BBs and stuff like that? So I guess just a mental checklist. I don't have like an actual written down checklist. And then in my gear bag, I have a specific location for every piece of kit and gear and tools. So all I'll do is see everything, and if I see it all there, it's not really too organized. That's about it. Dave is asking, have you ever played at GamePod, CQB City? Also thoughts on preferred field, milsim, and why? I played at GamePod, amazing field. Not CQB City, but I would love to. I do like milsim, but I also like the casual pickup games. What do you prefer, Bill?
I like the casual pickup games, but that kind of have a milsim objective, so not necessarily like your basic, you know, kill everybody or capture the flag. I like the stuff like, all right, this team's got the bomb, try and go and plant the bomb at these locations, then you have to like exfil out, so hold a location for a certain amount of time, so that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. So objective-based.
Yeah, objective-based is my favorite.
All right, last two questions. Christian's asking, what are your thoughts on the TMC replica Strandhog plate carrier? They're pretty cool. I know the original design of the Strandhog. I know some of the guys here at GI will use the real one, and it's a really nice design plate carrier. I had a chance to try it on. Very comfortable, and the quick release is nice. I haven't seen the replica one yet, but I mean, it's nice if it's more affordable for everybody. So looks really cool, but you know, a lot of it's coming down to personal preference. The last question is Bryce is asking. He's thinking about getting a Miracle Barrel or increasing the rate of fire at my gun. I only have a limited amount or money, and I only have one of the options. Which one should I choose? If it's between increasing the rate of fire and increasing your accuracy, Bill, what would you choose first?
Accuracy. Just because, like, I mean, you're not really going to notice the difference between like 16 BBs a second and 20. There's not going to be like that huge of a jump. You're not really going to see anything until, like, you know, you start hitting the 30s and the 40s and stuff like that. So me personally, I'd go accuracy.
I would say accuracy too, mainly because it only takes one BB to get your opponent out. But I would ask this as well: where are you playing? If it's an outdoor field, long range, definitely go with the accuracy and range. But if you're playing at an extreme CQB field, maybe you don't need the extra accuracy. In that case, go with the rate of fire. But overall, I think accuracy would be good.
I'm a big fan of accuracy.
Got it. All right, so we're going to start the live show. Once again, we're going to talk about video games in a little bit, but we got some cool stuff going on here at GI. First of all, we have a new promotion going on. Bill, what is this new promotion?
Okay, the promotion we got going on right now is our Kill Rag and Hat giveaway. Now, if you spend $75 or more, you get this awesome... Ta-da! Oh, wait, let me turn it the correct way. There we go. Can we see it? The Airsoft GI Kill Rag, which I know a lot of fields require you to have. So, spend $75, get a free Kill Rag. Now, the cool thing is, if you spend an extra $25, not only do you get this Kill Rag, you get an awesome hat. Personally, I like them. They're pretty comfortable. It's actually more of a cat. I don't want to mess up my hair. So
here, I'll throw it on. My hair.
No, my hair. My weave was done this morning. It's actually a very comfortable hat. I was wearing it all day in the office yesterday, and I kind of forgot I had it on. I guess technically it's more of a cap than a hat because it has no set form. But pretty awesome promotion we got going on. $75 gets you a dead rag. If you spend an extra $25, you get a hat and a dead rag. And the thing is, me personally, I mean, great range cap or even just, you know, airsoft cap. Like, you know, I like hats. I have a bunch of them stacked, so the more hats I got, the happier I am.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a Condor tactical cap. That's what it's labeled on our website. I actually use one of these every single time I go play Airsoft. I have one of these in my kit. I actually have two of them. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a hat. It's pretty basic, but it's nice that when I use it, this is the main reason why I use it, is I'll wear it backwards like this when I play, and then I have my goggle and my face mask, and what's nice is the bill of the hat over here. Bill. Okay. See what I did? See what I did? But this is nice because the straps on the goggles are kept up by the bill on the back of the hat, so they don't slide down. So that's specifically why I use this hat, and it's just helpful for me. So I know a lot of people run helmets, so you know that's not going to work. But I mean, you can wear it just on a sunny day, or I use it for Airsoft all the time, which is nice.
I wear hats as well. I like hats.
You already mentioned that if you spend over 100, you get both.
Yeah, you get both.
Awesome.
I already did that. We're good.
We're good. Very cool. The next big thing, if you guys are not aware, we have our big summer sale coming up. Not this Saturday, but the Saturday after that. It doubles as a bib.
Exactly. I just saw that, and I'm like,
are you a messy eater? Do you need a bib? Airsoft GI Kill Rag. Nice. The summer sale is coming up, not this Saturday, but the Saturday after that on June 21st, and this is going to be an awesome event. Not only for a lot of the promotions, but we have some cool stuff coming up. So let me run down the details. It's going to be at our California store at 21077 Commerce Point Drive in Walnut, California. June 21st, it starts at 10 a.m., but here's the thing. You want to get there as early as you can. Super, super early, because we're giving away over $10,000 in the means of raffles, giveaways, and GI bucks. And the sooner you get to the sale, the better chance you have of getting some cool stuff. So, for example, the first 10 households in line, just be in line, first 10 households, will receive a free AEG just for being there. So you guys want to get there early to get a chance to try to get the AEG. We say households because if you're there with a family of 5 and there's a bunch of you guys together, we want it to be fair for everybody to get a chance to get the gun too.
Or a family of 10.
Yeah, exactly like that. So the first 10 households in line, we're going to have thousands of dollars in GI bucks. So, we're going to have everybody lined up, and we have our rabbit hole, which is just a box, and then you reach in and you're going to get GI bucks, and you can get $5, $10, $20, $100, or you can also get an instant redemption for other prizes. So that is limited until we run out. And that's first come, first serve. You got to be in a line. So just for being there early in the morning, you can get free stuff. You can get a gun. You can get $100 or other free prizes.
We're gonna make it rain those GI bucks.
Yes, make it rain. I like that. We're also going to have an epic end of the day raffle with thousands of dollars in guns that we're giving away. A lot of our sponsors have donated a lot of cool stuff. We're giving out a lot of guns, and so to get a raffle ticket, you will automatically get a raffle ticket just for entering the store. Now, this is not one per household, so this is everybody. So bring as many people as you can for the raffle tickets, and then everyone's going to get a raffle ticket. But for every $100 you guys spend, you'll get an additional raffle ticket for the raffle at the end of the day. So that's something you don't want to miss. We also have a lot of crazy doorbusters, and doorbusters are specific guns at specific quantities, and first come, first serve, these guns are going to be priced extremely, extremely low. The standard discount for the sale is 23% off, but a lot of these guns are way below 23% off, and a lot of these guns are super badass. I can't say anything yet because it's still classified, but that's another big reason why you don't want to come late. Come early for that. Now, here is one of the more exciting things that I'm personally stoked about for the sale, and I know you guys will be. And I'm not going to say too much this week, but next week we're going to talk more about it. But there are going to be guns at the sale that nobody has seen yet. There's going to be some unreleased product. I'm not even going to say the name of the company, but I want your guys' mind to wander. But we're going to have some stuff there from a couple companies that are not released yet. So if you guys want to be some of the first people ever to check out some new products that are coming out later this year, you can have a chance at this sale. So come check out the GI marketing booth at that sale. And like I said, I want you guys just to be a little curious. I'm curious, what do you guys think is going to be there? I'm kind of curious. Comment in the section below. Somebody asked free raffle tickets. Yes, you get a free raffle ticket just for walking in. Bill is not replacing Bob on the live show, although I think Bill was quite charming.
Thank you. We both have a name that begins with B, so.
Yeah, Bob is actually just been really busy lately, so unfortunately can't join us. And Bill, I think is just a super cool guy that you guys should get to know more because he's working with the marketing team more. So that's one of the reasons why he's been on. Vendors at the sale: KWA, Condor, Spartan Imports, G&G, and PTS. And now here's the other cool thing that I like about the sale: we have some special guests. So Bob is going to be there. I'll be there. I don't think I'm that special, but you know,
you're special to me.
Oh, that's sweet. It's like a bromance we got going on. Level Cap. Charlie from Level Cap Gaming is going to be there as well. So Charlie's a super cool guy and a really good airsofter with a lot of guns that I'm very jealous of. So Charlie, if you're watching this, I hope you're having fun at E3.
Oh, yeah, jealous.
I know. We'll talk more about E3 in a minute. Greg Wong will be there, Spartan 117 GW. He will also be there. And he'll be there with PTS, so they'll be there displaying a lot of their stuff. And then a couple of our sponsor teams, Disposable Heroes and Team Therapists, really cool guys. Disposable Heroes, it's a team composed of actual military guys that are either current military or former military with some really good background, and these guys are super, super cool and legit. So yeah, that's the summer sale that we have coming up, June 21st. If that doesn't get you there, I mean, maybe you're just not interested in airsoft. I don't know. Like, that's a lot of cool stuff.
I remember those sales back when I was a customer. That stuff was insane.
I know. It's going to be fun.
Back in the day.
So I'm pretty excited. Don't miss out on that. Okay, other things I'm going to run through pretty quick.
I'm going to grab my water real quick before I forget.
You do.
I'll be back in a minute.
We have a KWA CQR giveaway going on right now that you can enter for free. You can win a KWA CQR 3 magazine package with no purchase necessary. Sign up for our newsletter, which is on our main page at the very bottom. You can sign up there. If you're already signed up, you're actually automatically entered to win the CQR already, which is nice. But if you are not signed up, sign up for our newsletter and you'll have a chance to win. And then we also have some CQR magazine packages. CQRs usually go for like $190, but right now we have a package for $200, and you get the gun and 3 magazines, which is pretty dang sweet. But Bill, what can you tell us about the Burst Wizards?
Oh, Burst Wizard. Honestly, they're pretty awesome. We have certain guns that qualify. The guns that don't necessarily qualify for the $20 Burst Wizard is because we tested and found that they don't fit. There's very few guns, but there are a few out there. So if you looking at a new gun and it doesn't say it can take a Burst Wizard, that's usually because it won't fit. Other than that, though, they are amazing. I have one in my gun. I have it hardwired in. I have it set up to do 3-round burst. I know some people are like, oh, it doesn't magically have it. You need to just set it up. It does have LiPo protection. So if your LiPo starts getting a little bit low, whether it's a 7.4, 11.1, it can make the motor give a little buzz, so you know you're running low so you don't kill your LiPo. Other than that, it does have the magazine change delay, which is pretty cool if you run high caps, but you still kind of want that, I don't want to say magazine change feel, but it gives you that delay, so it is more of a simulation, because obviously with a high cap, you're just sitting there winding it. But if you can set it up so after, let's say 30 shots, there's a 2-second delay or 3-second delay to replicate having to change the magazine. So it's got a lot of really cool features. For $20, if you're buying a brand new gun, you can't really beat it. If you already have a gun, it's only $40. That's how much I paid for it originally, and honestly, it's worth the 40. I mean, getting it for 20 is a steal in my opinion. But definitely check them out. Pick one up, if anything, just to protect your gun. It'll once you get it hardwired in, it increases the longevity of it, protects your trigger contacts, all that good stuff. So for $20, a little bit of extra protection, a lot of extra features. I like the burst feature myself, because since I have an M16, real M6, yeah, I can't talk today. Real M16s shoot 3-round bursts, so I wanted to emulate that. So honestly, it's worth the $20 if you're buying a new gun. So buy it, get it, love it. Other than that, we should be getting samples of the Gen 3 soon, and that one's got a few more features on it. I think it's got a fully adjustable rate of fire on it.
Yeah, I believe so.
And a few other little added features. I guess something like where it can do like 2-round burst and then like 3-round after. You can set it up. So loads of features. If you want to check all of them out, I think I'm not sure if we have a list on our site, but I know his website, if you just type in King Kong Burst Wizard, go to it, it'll tell you all the different features of it. So definitely check that item out. It's pretty awesome.
Good stuff. So I want to address some stuff in the comments you guys are talking about. Some people are saying that Bob left or quit or anything like that. I want to squash that rumor very quickly. Bob did not quit or did not leave. He was with us today, all day today. And is still with us, and so Bob has not gone anywhere. Bill is not replacing him at all, but I saw a funny comment that's saying Bill ate Bob, so I thought that was pretty amusing.
It's funny because Bob and I are actually close to the same size.
No, Bob is still very much with us. Also, I'm reading your guys' comments on what guns you guys think might be at the sale that you guys can try. I'm just going to say that I like some of your guys' guesses. I'm going to say that, and that's it. So hopefully that
one was a few years ago. I remember that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, I also want to state that the guns that will be there is guns, G-U-N-S, so it's not just one. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about that. I'm sure you guys probably hate me at this point because you have no idea what I'm talking about, or maybe you do. I don't know. We'll see. Casey's asking, is it worth flying to to California for this sale? This is gonna be a pretty big sale with a lot of really cool stuff too. So, I mean, obviously flying is kind of a bigger thing. So, I mean, if you can take the time and you got the finances for it, by all means. James Snyder's asking, do you love me? I love you, James. I appreciate the support. We definitely appreciate that very much. Okay, so Burst Wizards. Next thing. Okay, so there's some cool events coming up across the U.S. actually that we're not hosting, we're not running ourselves, but we're sponsoring that you guys should definitely check out if you're in the area. So at X Zone in Virginia, Chesterfield, Virginia, there's an op coming up called Reaper Venom. So once again, this is not our event, but we work closely with X Zone because they're a great organization that helps out the community a lot. This event, Operation Reaper Venom, is going to be on July 13th at X Zone, and so this event is specifically for Hugs for Heroes, which is an organization that supports the troops overseas, and they send them ongoing shipments of essential items and stuff that just makes them feel reminds them that we love them here here at home. So Hugs for Heroes is a good charity that this event is for. It's $35 for registration, or you can sign up for the Spec Ops team over there. So check them out. They have a Facebook page, and you can get your tickets over there. And then Bill, there's also another one called New Dawn coming up.
Yes, we are sponsoring an operation called I really can't talk today. Operation New Dawn. It is taking place in, I have the address. Hang on, too many papers. I printed out the entire email. Norman, Oklahoma. So for our friends down there in the center of the country, we are actually going to be sponsoring an op out there. So this is the second part of what appears to be a 4-part game series. A little bit of background. The first game was called Operation Illumination. A little bit of details on that was insurgents had invaded and taken over an entire region, taken hostage, cut all utilities, stuff like that. So what had happened in Operation Illumination, what had happened there has affected, or what is it, cause and effect. So what's happened in the last operation influences this one, and what happens in this one will influence the next one. So I actually have this right here. So the two different groups are there's the Spec Ops team, and then there's the Fist of Allah, or FOA. So the Fist of Allah has retreated to an area near the village of oh man, of course they pick a country, city I can't. C-U-I-R-A, Cura, Colombia, whatever. It's 29 kilometers south of East Nizaya. With hostages in tow, they have set up a new base camp. They search for energy, different resources, etc. A U.S. Special Ops team has been deployed to try and stop them. The U.S. Special Ops team searches for the hostages while fending off attacks from the Fist of Allah. Their EOD is struggling to clear, roadside bombs, mines, everything like that. Their armories are scattered throughout the region and are destroyed on site. So one of the objectives is going to be finding the armories if you're on the Spec Ops side and destroying them. And then let's see, they're under orders from the Space Warfare Center to find the nanowave energy source and return it to the J3 labs. So this is a really cool event that takes place in kind of like nowadays, but there's a little bit of a sci-fi twist on it. There's a little bit more going on. Basically, I don't want to give too much away because they gave me the entire story, so I don't want to screw it up for everyone. But it's definitely something that looks really cool. Kind of wish I could go out to Oklahoma to do it, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Yeah.
But it's an operation worth checking out. They have a Facebook page. I believe we have linked it on ours. If not, search through some of our posts on Facebook. You should be able to find it there. Tickets are going to be $40, and I think I forgot the most important part, the date. The date is, Saturday, July 12th, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I really can't talk today. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
No worries. It happens. At this time, so if you're watching earlier, I was just like muttering and stumbling over my own words, but yeah, check out that event. So the events we both mentioned are actually on the same weekend, but they're in different parts of the country. So if you're in that area, check out those events for sure. I'll address a couple more questions I saw. Somebody was asking, how do you win that CQR? That's signing up for our newsletter. So if you go to our main website, just airsoftgi.com, at the very, very bottom, there's a section called information, and underneath that it says current newsletter and newsletter sign up. It's newsletter sign up, and all you do is just enter in your email address, and then you automatically have a chance to win. So that's all you have to do, which is very simple. Oops, what did I do?
I don't know what to
cancel. I almost accidentally shut off the live show. That would have been bad.
That would have been really bad.
That would have been really bad too. Yeah, okay, so I also saw some comments asking about GamePod, if we've ever played out there and stuff like that. We do have a cool event coming up on July 12th and 13th, also that same weekend.
Wow, everything is happening that weekend.
Which is fine, though, because these are different events that are
in different parts of the country.
Exactly. So
it's okay.
There's one on the East Coast, and this GamePod event, Assault on Antioch, is happening in Northern California, in Antioch. So everybody should be playing Airsoft that weekend, so I'll be playing out in GamePod. But this event's going to be really fun. It's a post-apocalyptic scenario where the world is ravaged by a super volcano, and Antioch at GamePod is a last refuge of supplies and food and shelter. So me and Bob's team are trying to fight for control of it so we can survive, and then we have two special commanders that are going to be commanding the other side. 2-day event on July 12th and 13th. Check that game out. That's on our website right now. And you can actually camp there Saturday night to Sunday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That field's amazing. So that's going to be pretty sweet. So definitely check that one out as well.
So pull out your post-apocalyptic themed loadouts.
Yes. Yeah, we're also going to have some cool guns that we're going to raffle off, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of fun. Our techs are actually working on a couple of them.
Thank you, Stephen. I can talk.
Yes. Nathan's asking, what does everyone think about the new Tippmann M4, the CO2 one? I've said a lot of thoughts about it, so I personally like it. I used it and had a lot of fun with it, but I'm curious to see, what do you guys think about it? That'd be interesting to see. Casey, you're welcome. I'm glad I can answer your question for you. I'm getting a lot of I love you. I love you guys too. You guys really make my day. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of the week because it's fun interacting with you guys, and my background is working on the store and talking to people face to face 40 hours a week, which I loved. And so for me, this is my outlet to do that. But now I can talk to like hundreds of people at the same time. I just feel bad I can't answer everybody's questions, but we got some new products. Let me grab some new
products.
We're not going to spend too much time on new products, just because we want to jump into the main topic of video games, and E3. Let me just don't mix them up.
Let's see which of these ones are. Well, keep mine over on my side of the table.
Yes,
Keep yours over
this
there.
is the invisible lines,
Yeah.
like old
See
school
which ones I got.
sitcom. You can't cross
Oh,
that.
I got-
Bromance over.
I got the big ones.
I got the sidecar.
I don't know which ones.
Okay, let me get a lot of information out.
These are purebreds.
Ooh, purebreds.
Yeah.
Guard dog.
Guard dog purebred. See what they did there?
Okay, so these are Guard Dog iPro that we just got in. And so we got two different versions right now. This one that you guys see me here is the sidecar. And I think this is going to be a little bit more popular because it's more low profile. And now one of the really cool things about this is these are ANZI rated, so they are shatterproof. So these are going to be safe. They are full seal, so you got the foam all the way around. Now what's nice about them, and this was kind of a pleasant surprise, is that foam, you can actually snap that foam off if you want to wear these like normal sunglasses.
Oh, that's cool.
So check this out. This is actually, because I mean these glasses are, they're pretty much basically sunglasses. Okay, so this is that foam plastic insert that, it took me half a second, and now, dude, check it out. It's like sunglasses.
I think these ones are a little big for my face.
Yeah, so these are, I forget, what is that one?
These ones are called the Purebred Extreme Smoke Fog Stopper.
You know it's good when it says extreme.
Yeah, and it's extreme spelled with an X.
Oh, that's even more extreme.
That's even more extreme.
So extreme. Okay, now the other one.
But these ones, like those ones, the foam's not detachable, but boom, you got your full seal foam right there.
Okay, here's another great thing about these is these are assembled in the U.S., so America, but also that there's a lifetime limited warranty on all of these glasses. So these are kind of cool that they're just coming to our website. They actually just went up a few days ago. If you guys need some good eye pro that potentially could be the last eye pro you ever need to buy because there's a lifetime limited warranty, check these out. So
lifetime warranties are awesome.
Yeah, Bill, if you want to open up this one. This one is the Commander, or Commando.
Commander Smoke Fog Stopper.
You make everything sound cool when you talk like that.
My announcer movie voice?
Yes. Those are definitely more like full goggles.
These are goggles.
Yeah.
Or because they're guard dogs, they could be doggles.
Oh, let's see what you did there. That was really punny.
There we go.
Nice. A little bit more bulky.
A little bit more bulky
look to it, but
like I think if you ran them with like a helmet and maybe a shemagh, they look kind of odd if you just run. Here's my face. No,
I would personally rock with these just because I like these.
I have the Vulcan glasses anyway, so definitely if you're looking for a glasses style, these ones are pretty good
for sure.
And it looks like it comes with that's good because a lot of places require it to be elasticized. I don't know if that's a word. I just made it up to your head. So I know like some places like they can't fit like glasses, but you can clip some elastic on them and boom, instant goggles.
Yeah. So you beat me to the punch, but it comes with the straps you need if you want to strap it around, which like Bill said, they're required for a lot of fields. They come with a cloth so you can clean them, and this one comes also with a hard case. So not all of them are going to come with a hard case, but this is almost like a complete package for whatever you need to take care of it, and then
some of these almost feels like that the bag is almost like how Oakley glasses, the bag can be used to clean them. It feels like
so I'm not 100% sure, so keep an eye out for that, but definitely some nice goggles. They'll come in different colors for the frame, and then also like these are like the tinted ones. There's clear, there's smoke, there's mirrored, so there's a lot of different variations of them. So if you guys need some new eye pro, check that out.
And it's got a cool angry dog logo.
Yes, angry dog. We apologize if we can't get to all your guys' questions. We're trying to get to them as quickly as we can, but there are a lot of questions. But these are the guard dogs. And then let me see if there's any extreme elasticize. I think you just made that a word, Bill.
I think I did.
Hashtag elasticize. Look,
thank you.
The people support
Make
you.
It real.
The
Make
people
it happen,
support
please.
you. That is awesome. Okay, you guys spread that word everywhere, and then you guys know it started here with Bill. That is really
Let's get
funny.
it in the Webster dictionary.
Yes. That's funny. Shock Scorpion's asking, when are the Tippmann M4s coming out? Last I heard, it's supposed to be about 3 months from now. So we'll keep you guys updated if we guys hear anything else. Nitro saying, America, F yes, America. For sure. Jeffrey's asking, will there be any Op Rec 3 video? Yes, we're actually working on an Op Rec 3 video now, along with photos and a bunch of other stuff. We just released a raffle video. We do apologize on the delay. There was some stuff that snagged us up in terms of our schedule. We have all that footage, and we're working to go through it because it was a very fun event, and I know you guys want to see the footage and photos from that event too. So check out that raffle video, which was fun. I was up on stage and like throwing stuff up and like, you know, giving away raffle guns.
Were you making it rain guns?
Yes. No, that sounds dangerous. You know, like knock out people. It's just like, oh.
Catch.
How did little Billy die? Oh, Daniel threw a gun at his head and, you know, gave him a concussion and he died. So, yeah. So the Op Rec 3 footage should be coming out very soon. Will it be? So that was a good question. That's a funny comment. Oh, I'm not going to read that. Okay, but we have some other guns coming up. So we have some new scars in. So, Bill, I'll give you the one that you like.
Yes, my favorite. The giant one. See if I can get it in frame. I don't know. Can I get it in the?
It's too big. It's too big. It doesn't fit.
We'll leave that one to you guys.
Anyway, these are some new Wii scars. Okay, so these are not gas blowback. These are not the GBBRs that have been out for a while. These are AEGs, and they're pretty solid. So let me go over some details with those. You can see there's different variations. That we have the normal Scar Light already on the website, and these are all in tan, as you guys can see. But which one do you have there?
I have the Scar H or Heavy SSR, the giant one. If you guys know me, I have an M16, so I like longer rifles. And if I had to pick a Scar, I'd probably go with this one. I like big guns.
So you're saying you like it big and long?
Oh,
exactly.
Nailed it.
So that's the SSR. This is the Scar H or the Scar Heavy. So these use bigger magazines that are, I believe, supposed to be 7.62 in real life compared to the Scar Light. So what's nice about these is the price point on them. The cool thing is, out of the box, the rate of fire is faster than your normal AEG. So the Scar L is supposed to be retailing for about $325, which I believe is already on the website. Scar H for $350, and the SSR for $420. So yeah, this is nice because there's other scars on the market, but these are actually really solid and they're a little bit less expensive. So check these guys out. They are coming pretty soon on our website. I see a lot of people saying, I want one Scar H. I want one too. They're nice. I should have brought a battery in here so I can show you guys the rate of fire.
Something pretty cool. They do have a functioning bolt catch. And this one, let's see, headphone warning, it might be a little loud. Has a very satisfying click to it.
So that's always fun. Some of the features, it is going to have a velocity of around 400, maybe a little bit higher depending on the model. 300 round high cap magazine is included. Some of the other magazines, such as the Scar Heavies, are a little bit more. As expected, you do have the metal upper receiver, and then you have the polymer lower receiver. But these are also fully trademarked too. So you have the FN Herschel trademarks all over it. Ambidextrous controls such as the selector. The selector does work differently than the VFC and the G&G one. So I don't know if this one is accurate in terms of positioning compared to the other one. I haven't held a real Scar in real life. But that functioning bolt catch is kind of nice. Oops. So that's sweet. Flip up and down iron sights, the Scar style as you would expect. Retractable stock, you can raise the cheek rest and folding stock as well. Battery is going to be housed in the back, so pretty comfortable, and it's nice that there's more AEG Scars in the market. So comment of what you guys think. Are you guys excited for this, or just another Scar? That face.
This one's actually really hard to get in the frame.
You're trying to get it, to fit.
Here it is.
See, guys, chicks dig scars. Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Want to know how I got these scars?
Dang it, Bill! That was awesome. Okay. No, don't want to talk about that. But yeah, so these are new scars that are coming up on the website very, very soon. that I'm gonna try to maybe take one out and get some like gameplay feedback and let you guys know what I think later on. But I did have a chance to shoot one out in the back, and once again, fast rate of fire and then range and accuracy was pretty solid. So overall, good stuff. Wait, did somebody just make an account that says elasticized we love you ASGI Bill? Who is that? You are my favorite person. That is amazing. This is
probably
proof
the coolest
that we
thing I've
support
seen.
Bill. Yeah, can you, whoever that is, elasticized we love you ASGI Bill, hit me up on Facebook. Like, that is hilarious. I'm gonna send you some like swag and some free stuff. That is great, and we'll have Bill sign it, so you'll have something
Just for
personal.
you.
Just for you. So that's some good stuff. Scar. So it looks like you guys are pretty excited about that. Bill is cool.
Thank you.
Like it.
That face, though. I want to know what face they were talking about.
I'm not sure. But yeah, okay, so these are scars coming down in the near future. But besides that, E3 is going on right now. If you guys are not familiar with E3, it is one of the biggest events of the year for video games. And so what we're going to do now is talk about video games and Airsoft and some of the cool stuff that's coming up that I've seen at least. And what I find interesting about Airsoft is that, you know, I've had a chance to meet Airsofters on the East Coast and out in Texas and a couple other places, and Airsoft has a certain like mindset and culture of, the best way I can put it is like we're all nerds. Like all the Airsofters I've met, most of them are, you know, they play video games and, you know, they love Star Wars and Star Trek or something like that. You know, I think it's just kind of in that mindset and culture.
Or both. You can love Star Wars and Star Trek.
Well, what would you choose, Star Wars or Star Trek?
Well,
Hard question.
Wait, what was the question?
Star Wars or Star Trek? Oh, on the spot.
Oh my.
Oh.
Wait, are we talking original Star Trek or new Star Trek?
I'd say the series as a whole, everything that's come out. Bill's gonna pop.
I gotta say Star Wars because lightsabers.
Okay, so here's the first question to you guys. How many of you guys consider yourself to be a nerd? I 100% do. And then the more important question is, what do you guys like better, Star Wars or Star Trek? I want to see the comments.
Ooh.
So we'll see how
There's
going to
be a war in the comments with that.
I know. I'm afraid we just started a civil war that's going to destroy everything. I would say I'm more of a Star Wars fan. I'm kind of addicted to the Clone Wars, the animated series right now.
Is that good? It's on Netflix. I haven't started it, but I guess it.
I didn't know how intense that series was.
Really?
People get like murdered and died and stuff like that. It looked like a cheesy animated thing, but I started watching. I was like, this is pretty intense. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I want to see the comments start going up. But anyway, Bill, what would you say some of your favorite video games are? And if there was one gun in any video game that you could have, you know, sci-fi, real or not, in an airsoft form, what would you have?
Ooh. I'm actually thinking the Halo Reach Battle Round. Was it Battle? No. Wait, which one had the DMR? I think it was Halo 4 had the DMR. Halo 4 DMR.
Nice. Solid.
That was an awesome gun. It wasn't Halo 4, it was in Reach. I haven't played that game in a while. I've been playing more Battlefield.
Okay, I got a note from Mark saying, here's a shout out for Karma Matho, or Matho. So check out his Instagram. It's CARMA_Matho, MATHO2. So check him out. It's a note from Mark. So shout out approved. I mean, there's been so many cool guns and video games that have come out. You know, I'm a huge Battlefield player, so one of my favorite guns in Battlefield 4 is the 416, which, you know, is in the Airsoft market and is out here, but unfortunately I haven't had one. My thing is, like, when you use a gun in a video game, right, you know, it has a certain feel and, like, you know, how it reacts, how it recoils, and how you're able to, you know, mow down your enemies. I love the fact that, like, with the 416 in Battlefield 4, the recoil was really low, but the rate of fire was really high.
Well, here's the best part. Battlefield 4, I run the M16. It's identical to my Airsoft one.
Ah, nice.
I have the exact same optic, foregrip, all the same.
Gotcha.
Except for the color. They won't let you pick and choose what you want to color.
I'm reading the comments. It looks like Star Wars is the winner based on what you guys are saying.
Although I will say the new Star Treks are pretty intense and good.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams, one of my favorite directors.
And the new Star Wars, I've been seeing the pictures from it. Instead of using CGI, they're actually building sets. Like, there was a Millennium Falcon being built, and I'm like, okay, 7 might be really good.
Yeah, so, I mean, I like J.J. Abrams. I love Star Wars, so I'm skeptical. I have to see it first, but, you know, hopefully it turns out well. So, yeah, Star Wars looks like the winner for sure. So, if you guys could have any video game gun in airsoft form, what would it be? I'm kind of curious. I know common answers are Halo assault rifle, like the classic assault rifle from the first Halo.
The one that had 60-round magazine was like. You could mow down everything. Well, on easy you could. It was useless on legendary.
Yeah, it really was. But it was just so much fun because you could just like mow people down, and it was so inaccurate that you had to be very close up. But I love that one. There was a video online that somebody made a functioning airsoft Spartan laser.
Yes, that was so cool. Didn't they use like 3 P90 gearboxes or something?
I believe so.
And like a really bright red light. That thing was so cool.
Yeah. So if you guys are not familiar with the Spartan laser, it's this crazy like shoulder-mounted laser that like kills anything in one shot for the most part. You have to like charge it. So this guy built a whole like chassis around 3 P90 gearboxes, laser and everything. And the coolest thing was when you turn it on, that like the top of the front.
It opens up like the one in the game. It was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'd be super sweet.
Probably impractical in the game, but still really cool.
So that's one of those things that, like, I'm a practical airsoft player, but if I had a Spartan laser...
I'd probably be like, I'm using it, I don't even care.
Right, exactly. You're just running around, you got this fat laser, you know, in 3 barrels and 3 AUGs mounted to your shoulder. Like, I'm sure it's heavy as hell, but, like, that's just super cool.
I think it was so cool. And, like, the paint job was perfect.
Yes, yeah, it was, like, really high detailed. I believe it was on Airsoft Retreat. This guy put up a really long forum post that had like all the details on it.
Honestly, like if you just Google Airsoft Spartan laser, I'm sure it will be the first thing that comes up.
Bill, I think you just got a nickname.
Bill the elastic guy.
Bill Guy, the elastic guy. I like that.
Yeah, we might have to put Guy. Bill Guy, the elastic guy. Yeah. So we can at least get the rhyme going.
Yes, that's pretty funny. Okay, so wait, here's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing from what people want. A video game in airsoft form. Okay, so
Magnum from Halo. If we're talking the original one, yes, that thing was.
Yeah.
Dude, overcharged pistol, take down the elite shield, shoot him in the head.
Game over. 2 shots. Yes. I remember when I was playing Halo and I finally realized that you can kill the hunter in 1 shot with the Magnum.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
It took me a while because I played the entire game a couple times, and you know it was like grenades and like tons of rounds at him, and then it was like. Yeah, so that was really funny.
But then they change it in future games where it takes more than 1 shot.
Which was smart because, you know, it was...
well, the ultimate unstoppable probably would have been overcharged pistol, lefty, right-hand pistol. Boom.
For sure.
Done.
Okay, so here's some of the guns that you guys want to see in video game form. The Honey Badger.
In airsoft form.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. In airsoft form. The Honey Badger, we did build a Honey Badger similar, look like it wasn't 100% accurate.
As close as you could get with what's available on the airsoft market.
PP2000, Halo Shotgun. That would be
That's
sweet.
The coolest shotgun.
The Scorpion Evo. Actually, now that we're talking about the Evo, I think that's a good choice. What else do we have? Wolfenstein Laser Cutter. Cool.
Needler.
Needler? I don't know how that'd work in airsoft.
I don't know either, but it'd be really cool.
I think that'd be like...
Especially if the spikes went back in as you shot.
Well, it can't be a spike because you can't stab anybody, so imagine like...
on top, the ones that... Because as you use ammo, the spikes on top retract in.
Well, this is how I imagine it. I imagine it as... it looks like a Needler, right? And then it's a purple BB that's a tracer round that glows, okay? So it's coming at you, but it has to be going like 150 FPS, so super, super slow. And then like you see it, and then it like, you know, somehow magically follows you, you know, like a Needler. Like that would be really, really cool too. So I would like that. So that's a good one. Honey Badger again. The crossbow from Black Ops, that'd be pretty sweet. Pretty cool. And okay, this is from Bento. I gave you props for this. The Ghost Recon Future Soldier F2000. I love Ghost Recon. The Advanced Warfighter series was super, super fun. And somebody said Spartan Laser. So yeah, those are some cool picks.
I remember it took me so long to realize that Sam Fisher and in the very first Splinter Cell, that was an F2000 with like the cool optic grenade launcher.
I gotcha. But backtracking a little bit from the video games, I want to talk a little bit about the Scorpion Evo just for a minute. That gun is coming out very soon. It's on pre-order right now on our website for $450. It is more expensive, but this gun's really unique in a lot of different ways. So first of all, this entire gun is built and manufactured and made in Denmark and in Europe. So it's one of the few guns that actually is not made out in Asia. So which isn't a bad thing, but it's cool that you see different production teams and a different, you know, research and design team come up and make something of what they think is going to be ideal. So I'm going to read over some features that's really cool about it. So it has an empty magazine detection, which you don't really see that much. Functioning bolt lock, metal flash hider, easy power change so you can change out the spring, removable folding stock, reduced BB spill, an actual 3-round burst built in the gun automatically, so that's there. multiple sling mounts, functioning charging handle, and ambidextrous controls, fast reloading, battery monitoring, super light compact design, integrated standard rifle sizes, CNC machined outer barrel, innovative construction, crisp trigger response, and failure detection.
A lot of cool stuff.
That's honestly really short selling it because the technology and the computer chips that are going inside of it. I talked to one of the engineers at SHOT Show last time I was there. They really thought this thing out well and designed it down to the details.
Systema PTW.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I would say the technology and the thought that's gone into it, and it's not like $1,500 like a PTW. The gun isn't out yet, so I can't speak in terms of actual performance. But from what I've seen, I'm very, very impressed at the amount of thought and effort and detail that went into designing this gun. And when I held it at SHOT Show, it was very comfortable and it was really easy to wield and aim and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited for that to come out.
Yes, I am reading this.
Steven's asking. Yes, we're trying to read the comments as best we can. But yeah, so that Evo's coming out in the near future. So check that out. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me just show you a picture over here. This is the Evo. And so I know this is a pretty popular gun in some of the Call of Duty games. That's a beauty. And some of the other stuff. But how many of you guys are watching E3? And what is some of your favorite stuff that you guys have seen at E3? Bill, what's some of the coolest stuff you've seen at E3 so far this year?
Well, Battlefield Hardline looks really cool to me because it's a different take. And so, how everyone's always going future military, future military, future military. Well, I like the fact that they're like, no, we're going to change it up. Cops and robbers. And to me, I see that there's so many cool things that you could do with it. And I feel like I might have an unfair advantage because I know Los Angeles pretty well. And it appears to take place in downtown LA. One
of the maps.
Yeah, yes. At least one of them. We don't know what else has been released, but from what we've seen, it's downtown LA. It looks really cool to me. I just have a feeling it could be something like, all right, well, the bank robbers are even going to get hit this one, or this one. You don't know what they're going to hit, and then the police have to respond.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping maybe that's a game type. We don't know details yet, but that sounds really cool to me.
Yes. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I like the fact that they actually mapped out downtown LA.
Yeah.
Because I hope more games start doing that if they can. Because
definitely.
It's not just an imagination for somebody else. It's like, oh, I'm fighting, in Paris, or I'm fighting, in LA or something like that. If they make that map accurate, so that's super cool. The game. Did you see that gameplay type that they released? I forget the name of the gameplay type, but it's like there's both teams, the cops and robbers, and then there's a stash of money in the middle, and you're trying to get all the money and back to your base. But the cool thing is, once you get the money back to your base, it's not safe. You can steal the money from your enemy base and then take it back. I was like, that's such a cool concept because you rob the bank and take the money, or you protect the money from when you're a cop, but then you can steal it from there's so many strategies.
And what's kind of cool about that is as soon as Hardline comes out, there's going to be people playing new game types at Airsoft fields.
Yeah.
Because especially like that one you mentioned with the money, I could totally see that being played out at a game.
Yeah, yeah.
So
maybe we'll have to
maybe we'll have to see what we can do.
For sure. Okay, so here's a good one. We're seeing the comments of what you guys have been watching at E3.
Yes.
And this is the one comment that Bill and I completely agree with, and which is Battlefront 3.
Oh my God, I've been waiting so long for a new Battlefront. I love the first two, and then it's been I think it was when Disney bought the franchise or LucasArts, all that stuff, and they're like, all right, all the projects gone. I'm like, no, because there were so many cool games in the works, but then they announced, and the fact that it's being made by DICE.
Yeah.
So it's literally going to probably be Battlefield, but Star Wars themed.
Yeah, so I think that's the best way to describe it. If you guys have not played any of the Battlefront series, it's Battlefield where you're a soldier on the ground with rifle and all that, and it's all Star Wars. So you have laser PPU guns and stuff like that. But then you'll have a
TIE fighter
that you can fly around with and shoot at other people, like an AT-AT or like.
Oh, I remember playing the AT-AT.
Those are so cool. So that is it's like you're in the middle of a Star Wars. It's like Star Wars, it's an actual war with a bunch of players, and the graphics look amazing. I think there's only a still shot that went out. I don't know if there's a trailer. If there is, somebody please post that to me.
I saw it was a thing. It was more of not necessarily a trailer, but showing how DICE was making the game.
Gotcha.
It looked cool. Halo 5, yeah.
Halo 5.
The beta I know is happening in December. But I remember just seeing the little kind of teaser trailer of Master Chief, the guy walking in the road, and all of a sudden the wind comes up.
Yeah.
And then you see it's Chief, you're like, yes, another one! I have a
confession. I'm kind of ashamed to admit. because I'm a nerd. I have not played or beaten Halo 4.
Dude, you got it. The storyline is it's up there with the original.
So this is what I hear, that like Halo 4 was one of the best in the series, if not the best. So like I have to go back and play that before Halo 5.
Well, it's funny because it was a transition, because since it wasn't Bungie making the game, it was 343 Industries. They kind of had to have a game to bridge the gap between the original series and we're kind of moving on, because like that's why they had both the Covenant and the Prometheans in it. But then that's towards the end of the game, you didn't see any more of the Covenant, because they kind of had to transition, because you can only kill the same aliens so much before you're like, all right, it's getting more repetitive.
Yeah.
But I'm super looking forward to it. I remember the ending of Halo 4 was one of those ones that it hit me here, because I remember the original Halo coming out over 10 years ago, and it's hard to believe.
I have the decade anniversary edition.
Oh, really? I have the original one on the Xbox still. Yeah. But it's been so long, so I remember it just like growing up with the game, and then I'm just like, yes, it continues.
Ooh. Elasticize, we love you, Airsoft GI Bill account number 2. Well, there's a second one? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, whoever you guys are, somebody, you were saying that there's a trailer for Battlefront. Can you link me, please, on my Facebook page? I will love you forever. I took off the hat. I don't know why you guys asked me to take off the hat. I took it off. I like ACU. I have ACU stuff, and I'm proud of it. Yes.
Good.
I'm gonna go.
I like it.
I want to answer a question that somebody was asking. Somebody was asking the progress on the Texas store. We're getting closer. So they were asking when it's going to be released. That's classified. I can't give you guys that information, but we are getting closer to the creation and opening of a Texas store. I can't say what city or any more details than that, but that is happening. So stay tuned if you guys are out in Texas. Be excited, because I'm excited. This can be a lot of fun. Now you guys are telling me to put the hat back on. What is this shenanigans? What do you guys want? I can't please you. This is ridiculous. Okay, shout out for Go Hard, Ride Hard Airsoft. So shout out to you.
Go Hard, Ride Hard Airsoft.
But is there any other games that you guys are excited for? I saw somebody put Doom. The new Doom trailer was...
Wait. New Doom?
Doom. Okay, so this is what was interesting, was like the trailer showed like this... I don't know if it was a soldier or a monster, but it was like, it looked like a demon mixed with like a human mixed with like a mech or something, and it looked like he was almost like attacking hell or something like that. So like, I don't know what's going on there, but it looked amazing.
I remember Doom 3 was one of the scariest games I ever played. I tried playing it at night one time with surround sound headphones that lasted about 5 minutes.
That's great.
It was the whole, well, part of the reason I didn't buy the redone version of it was because they made it for all, I mean, I didn't really play it, but everything I read was, oh, you can use the flashlight and the gun at the same time. That removes the scary factor, because now you're like, oh, I can see and shoot at the same time, whereas what made it scary was, oh, it's like you hear, and you're like, okay, what the hell was that?
This sounds like, I played the original Doom on the Macintosh way back in the day.
Oh, I have that one, man.
We're talking like 8-bit, I believe it was 8-bit, and it was
something like that.
The graphics are so bad, but that game was still so scary.
With a guy with like the hairiest knuckles ever punching. Yeah.
But that game was awesome because like I felt like the graphics were still so bad and so young at that time, but like your imagination took over at that point, because like you hear sound and like, oh my god, it's a monster, and it's like he's made out of like a total of 3 pixels, and you're like, ah!
Well, it's funny how the transition of with the Doom games went from like the first person shooter, like just like kill everything, to all of a sudden Doom 3 went to the horror game.
Yeah.
Like I just remember the part like you hear a little girl whisper, "Follow me," and then just bloody footprints appearing. Like, oh my god, what is happening?
Get out of here.
But she led you to ammo, so it was okay.
Agent McKinley is saying, look at this comment. Done. The other game I'm super excited for that I want to play around with, and looks like there's some cool guns in there too, and I'm wondering if we can play around with the Airsoft, like cross or work with that too, is The Division. Tom Clancy's The Division. That looks...
I saw kind of like pictures from it. I didn't see any videos about it, but it looks pretty...
So there's a cinematic trailer of that where like the world is like going to hell and like everything's falling apart, and the camera like goes through this like family's apartment, and there's no people, but you see like the objects move around, and it was like it got to me, like it did its job, that like I got the chills that you can hear the family like falling apart, and then you see like blood and things like everything's kind of becoming a mess.
Hardcore.
Yeah, and it was like really intense, and then it jumps into some action. But The Division, if you guys aren't checking that out, that's gonna be really cool.
Here's one I want all of you to cross your fingers for and hope with me: a new Fallout game. I've been waiting forever since Fallout New Vegas for another one, and I want another one.
Comment if you guys have seen any Fallout footage from E3, because I haven't seen any.
I haven't
so
seen
I don't
anything
know
either,
any.
so there probably won't happen, but one can help.
Yes. Somebody's saying the new Batman game. That's going to be super cool. I haven't played the Batman games, but I know a lot of people that have, and like the cinematics and the gameplay looks really, really awesome. That's weird. That's kind of funny. But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool stuff going on at E3. I know like Greg is out there right now, and I'm super jealous. What was the other game? There's another game I was pretty stoked for. Oh, Uncharted. Uncharted. Who's an Uncharted fan out there?
I don't think I've ever played any of them.
Nathan Drake. It's like a badass version of Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's why I haven't played it, because I think it was only on the PlayStation and I haven't.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you haven't played it because you don't like Indiana Jones.
No, I like Indiana Jones, because
okay.
my brother-in-law had the game, and he's like, oh, dude, this game's so cool. I'm like, well, it's not on Xbox.
Yeah. No, that should be really cool. There's a teaser for it that doesn't really reveal a lot, but it just shows Nathan, and he looks older. That's going to be a very, very cool game as well, too. So, yeah, here's another fun question. If you guys could play any Airsoft game based off a video game of, like, let's say an objective, like we were talking, you know, Battlefield has different, you know, gameplay scenarios and objectives. You know, Halo has their own, you know, style of, like, you know, Oddball, which is one of my old...
Griffball.
Griffball, you know. If you guys can play any Airsoft game based off a video game or, like, a gameplay type from a video game, what would you guys do? Because I think there could be some interesting stuff. You mess up your hair.
That's why I'm wearing it stupidly.
Yes. Rainbow Six, the new Rainbow Six game. I haven't played a Rainbow Six in a while. Some of them were a little too slow paced for me because, I guess I wanted the instant gratification, but they were pretty cool too.
I lost patience with the Vegas. I didn't like the going from first person to third person it kind of made me not nauseous. It was just kind of annoying. I liked I think it was like Rainbow Six 3 where they had like all the choices of the guns, and it was just like that red reticle that would get bigger and then shrink down depending on how fast you were running. That was one of the original multiplayer games I played on the Xbox. I loved it.
Somebody's named is Elastic Bill Swag. That's hilarious.
Hashtag Bilbo Swaggins.
That's good. This is too much fun. Yeah, comment of what you guys think would be a fun Airsoft game, you know, based on a video game. But I'll do a couple shout outs. Shout out for Ghost Airsoft Team. It's from Truman Bexley. Oh, how about the new Call of Duty game? Of course, yeah, the new Call of Duty Advanced Warfighter. I've kind of not been in touch with the new Call of Duty games as much because I've been more obsessed with Battlefield, but I know a lot of people like it, and it's a lot of fun. So it's interesting to see them take it in an even more futuristic direction. What I like about it is I started watching House of Cards, and so they have Kevin Spacey in there doing like the Francis Underwood type thing, which is his character in the House of Cards, and he's like this super badass politician. They're like very conniving and very smart. So like that speech he does in the Call of Duty trailer, I saw that, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, I want this game just because I saw it in it.
I love the fact that actually more games are being voiced by actual actors.
Yes.
Like I actually, the earliest one I can remember is I was playing Fallout 3, and I'm like, the father sounds familiar. Go on IMDb. It's Liam Neeson.
That's freaking cool. Call of Duty, I think it was World at War or one of the World War II ones, had Gary Oldman, which I love, and then Kiefer Sutherland.
Gary Oldman played Victor Reznov, and he was in Black Ops also.
Yes. And so, for me, like, I'm a huge 24 fan, so when I heard Kiefer Sutherland in my head yelling at me to charge for it, I was like, yeah, let's do this! You know,
what was the one? I can't remember the actor's name, but he played the Terminator in Terminator Salvation. He was the voice of the main character in Call of Duty Black Ops. They had a lot of we're forgetting the biggest one. I can't remember his name. The CIA agent who voiced him in Black Ops. It was that's gonna bug me. He played the commander in Apollo 13.
Ed Harris.
Yes, Ed Harris.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, cool. It's Ed Harris.
Okay, so I'm going through some of the comments, and this is what you guys think would be fun for an Airsoft game melded with, video game. And I see Titanfall. Let's just invest billions of dollars to build like these awesome Titans and just battle each other. And they're gonna shoot. I think that'd be weird if you had a Titan shooting like 6mm BBs.
You gotta shoot 8 at least. At least.
That'd be really fun. Bullets from Call of Duty Ghost. I think that would be really cool. There was I saw some Search and Destroy from Call of Duty. Blitz again. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
What's the one in, is it Rush? What's the one in Battlefield where it's like you got to blow up the 2 objectives,
Yeah,
and then you
that's
got to blow?
Rush.
It is Rush.
Yeah.
That would be a fun one.
So I've seen that happen. SC Village does that for their mega games, and it's literally like that game type. So you have to take over one base, and the attacking team advances, and the defending team gets pushed back. So that one works. That's really cool. This is my favorite answer from Kang2999. In terms of airsoft, he says air superiority. I love that. I love that game type. So let's build a bunch of like F-18s and MiGs, and we'll just load them up with airsoft BBs.
Honestly, I'd just be happy with a little bird with 2 airsoft miniguns to just fly around.
That'd be really cool. That'd be definitely really cool. Kill confirmed is another comment that we see on here. We actually did a kill confirmed game type, and the way we did that is instead of dog tags, we had like an airsoft GI patch, just velcroed on, and so that was actually crazy to play live, during an airsoft game because you shoot somebody and it's not about like eliminating the other team. You have to confirm the kill. So those long range shots meant nothing because my teammate would go down and I'd confirm the kill to prevent the other team from getting it.
It's actually probably one of the most fun, like fast-paced like games.
Yeah.
And I'm not one that plays normally fast-paced stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember when we went out and played, I was like, I'm sprinting all over the place. I'm like, it was a lot of fun.
And the tactics were really different because you had to work together. It's like, okay, I shot somebody, let's move over, and you have to like aggressively control the area where the body is at, or where the guy you shot at.
And definitely like watch your buddy's back while he's grabbing a patch, because I remember a few times I'm like, I can't pull it off because my gloves won't grab it.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too, is like once you got there, the thing was you're deeper into enemy territory. There's times where I'd go in and confirm the kill, and then I'd get shot and they'd confirm my kill and take my point, which is kind of like 1 for 1 doesn't help anybody. So like the tactics involved are crazy. So if you guys get a chance to try that game type out on your own, you can do it easily with just like a piece of paper, or do it with like a token, or like just a quarter, and like, okay, kill confirmed or something. So we're coming to the end of the show. So if you guys have any shout outs, go ahead and post them and we'll try to do them as quickly as we can. So here's a shout out for Matthew Tube. Shout out approved. Oh, gun game. Pearson is saying doing a gun game. That would be amazing.
That'd be fun, but difficult, because think of all the guns you'd have to carry to switch.
So if you guys are not familiar with the gun game, it's the old school game type that's back to like Counter-Strike days. They did it way back then. So Call of Duty finally adapted it and started getting bigger once it was in Call of Duty. But the idea was everybody starts with a pistol, and then once you've got 1 kill with that pistol, your gun would magically change to like a better pistol, and then change to a shotgun after you get a kill with that gun, and then change to an assault rifle, and then a grenade launcher, and like the last kill was something challenging. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it was in Call of Duty, it was the ballistic knife.
Yeah. And if we could do that like with airsoft, if you, let's say, got somebody, killed somebody with a gun, then you run back to your base and you pick up another gun, and then you have to cycle through all those guns.
If done that way, it could be possible.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's like,
unless you just carry all the guns with you.
That'd be difficult. Just all strapped on, like, I can't move, guys.
So I think that'd be really cool. Let me refresh this because I'm sure these shout outs are coming through now. But this has been the live show for what is this? June 10th? Okay, here comes all the shout-outs. We're going to do the shout-outs, and then we're going to say goodbye. Shout-out from Sweden. Hi, Sweden. Shout-out for Matchy Guy? Here, we're going to start from the top. Hold on. Gun game. Russian roulette. That doesn't sound like fun. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so how about we alternate? So I'll let you start with that.
Sam Carr. Shout-out approved.
Elastic Bill Swag. It's too funny.
Let's see. Toxic Snake Airsoft.
So you make it sound epic.
I can do it in a Bane voice too.
Why don't you do this one? No, we did Sweden already. Shout out for Jack Legion. That's kind of a cool name. Shout out for. Go ahead, Bill.
Ah, yes, Connor Weaver. You get a shout out.
Here's another shout out for Elastic Bill Airsoft GI. How many people have you guys made those? Count. Wait, look, there's a.
I gotta say this.
Do this good.
In the okay, elasticized. We love you, Airsoft GI Bill. Account number 3.
Oh, that is great. Okay, we'll do a few more shout outs for Frankalicious Maximus.
It's a fun one.
Shout out for Bryce Morgan, Matthew Tube. I think we already did that.
Oh, I gotta do that one next.
Go ahead.
Bilbo Swaggins Elastics.
Shout out for where'd he go? No, we already did that one. Shout out for James Snyder. think I answered one of the questions. Shout out for SOG Airsoft team in Tennessee. And I think we're running out of time. We got a few more. Shout out for Predator 757, Pastor Austin, and then you get the last one, Bill.
Andrew Gula. Shout out approved.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. This was actually a lot of fun.
This was a really fun one.
This was a good one. Hope you guys had a good time. We will catch you guys next week, same place, same time. And I hope you guys have a great day.
See you guys.
Goodbye.